Well, check it out. I switched hats. The other one was a little bit too hot for me, so this is a canvas material, lightweight, so I'm okay with this for now. I was going to put laundry off for a little bit, and just kind of lay back, but I'm not the kind of person who could do that. I know I had certain things on my calendar, and I kept thinking, well, this is one time, let it go. I can't. Maybe it's a compulsive thing, but I can't not follow through with something that I say I'm going to do. I can't do it. So it was just too much for me. So I just went ahead and did the laundry and got it out of the way. Not very much laundry this week. Sometimes, okay, it's between you and I, the world, right? If the outfit's not dirty, like for example, I'll wear a skirt and I'll wear the same thing the next day. If it's not dirty, okay. Not I usually don't do that like if I was working in a professional office, because I think cleanliness is all that important. But since I work out in the middle of buttfuck Egypt, I pretty much don't care. I still dress nice even though there's no reason to. It's for me, okay. It's about making me feel better, okay. It's not about anyone else other than me. There's often times where I go out to work, there's no one there. I don't see people for days sometimes, and then sometimes I do, but it's for me. And so I try to cut down on laundry sometimes because it's like, there's, in the past, like last year around this time, I was having, a bunch of pants, slacks, jeans, skirts piling up in my laundry, and I'm like, you know what, no. Okay, I mean, it's okay, the job's okay. I mean, I'm not crazy about it, but it's not worth the laundry effort. It just isn't. So, anyway. So I was thinking, for the last week or so, about looking for work and everything. And, I want my name cleared everywhere. I don't really want to focus my energies here in Bakersfield. I know it's a very scary leap, but I would prefer to leave Bakersfield. And it's not that I think that targeting doesn't, I mean, I know that targeting can follow you, but I know who my perps are. And, I want to make a clean break. Now, mind you, I have, implored Karen Johnson and Steve Murray to get my name cleared throughout the United States. Ideally, I would love to move to a bigger town, What I mean by that, like, where things are really happening and there's a bunch of fun and stuff. But I'm all by myself, and I have to stay where the cost of living is relatively inexpensive, So, I grew up in the Antelope Valley, so I'm considering moving back there. Now, I know that there's not a whole lot there, but the cost of living is still a little high, but it's not as high as like Los Angeles and in those areas. So, of course, people think, well, aren't you going to connect with your family? I don't ever want to see my family again, ever. But, I could live on the other side of town. There's two connecting towns. There's Palmdale, there's Lancaster, whatever. I could stay in one area. My routine is where my sister, she's not a morning person. I'm a morning person. And so I wouldn't really be concerned about running into her. I would not address her if I saw her. I would treat her like I didn't know her. My reasons for leaving Bakersfield is because, really, there's nothing productive here. I mean, I thought that there was. I mean, there's companies, but unfortunately, I don't want to play the polygram bullshit game. I don't want to play it. And aside from that, it's just, I don't have any connection here, and I don't really have any connection in Lancaster. All the people I knew when I was growing up have pretty much left the town, okay? The only people who are still there would be my mother and my sister, and I'm not talking to either one of them. But I'm going back. I want to go back because it is an area that I'm so much familiar with, and I know the cost of living is reasonable. If I was somebody who, didn't have this gang stalking issue, I would probably aim for somewhere, I don't know, probably outside of the state, okay? I wouldn't mind moving out of the state. But unfortunately, that's just not feasible. And I'm trying really hard to figure out how I'm going to do this, because I know when you are gang stalked, you have to deal with this whole, what do you call it? Character assassination that they create. And so, I have plenty of, contacts on like Facebook, but I don't have anything like on LinkedIn, okay? And this, of course, was orchestrated deliberately, right? Telling people not to connect with me on LinkedIn, which is bullshit. But, I would prefer to stay off of social media when it comes to work. And that, I know that's kind of, odd these days, because most people rely, I'm sorry, I'm just getting away from my desk here. Most people rely on the means of social media, because, well, it's convenient, right? But I'm going to have to take kind of an old school approach. And this whole thing has to be thought out very well, okay? What these people have created is more work for me to have to deal with. But I would prefer to leave Bakersfield, okay? That means I have no connection or feeling or sentimental. I don't have any sentimental connections or feelings towards any place, really. Because I've been cut off from everybody. Everybody I know, I don't communicate with anymore, really. So, I'm just free to do whatever I want, right? And so I would prefer, just move back to the Yellow Valley. I don't know what kind of businesses are out there. I've done some research. I really don't know, I can't really say, because, even when I was, growing up there and when I was younger, like in my 30s and so on, there was never really a lot of advertisements. I know that they have Indeed.com and say, but I can't look at those ads. I cannot touch ads because it's perp bullshit, and I'm not interested in dealing with that. Okay, I'm very serious about moving on. I want to move out of the job that these people have assigned for me. I want to move out of this town where all this nightmare started. I want to move on with my life, okay? And, some people were like, well, what are you going to do in Lancaster? Well, nothing. It's pretty much the same thing, work, go home. But I want peace of mind. And I just feel as though Bakersfield is not a community. There's racism everywhere. God knows, okay? But I'm not deluding myself. But I just feel as though I need a change, and I need to get out. And really, or I would even be willing to move to Los Angeles, but see, the cost of living is extremely high there, okay? So, I'm being kind of reasonable here, so I'm trying to figure that out. And it makes it difficult because what these people put in place, they make it very difficult for you to find, adequate employment. I know the cost of living is a little higher than it is here. But this is what I want to do. I don't want to stay in Bakersfield anymore, okay? And that's been coming on for quite a while. And I really kept thinking, well, where could you go? Where could you go? I thought about moving to Missouri for a while. That's ridiculous, right? I don't know anyone in Missouri. But I'm thinking about other places that would be of interest, landmarks and stuff like that. I just don't really want to be here anymore. And... I think the very fact that they allowed this shit to go on in this community says a lot, and so, and don't get me wrong, it's happened everywhere else, okay, but, I want to move on from this tragedy desperately. I do. I want to move on from it, and, so those are my thoughts, so I'm just kind of reporting, and I'm keeping a little log too, not just on YouTube, but just like a little brief reference log of what's coming through my mind, what I'm just talking about, because I'm hoping that maybe in a year or two I can look back and think, my gosh, look at this, where I was, and I progressed so much, I progressed so much as far as putting the pieces together as to who is responsible for this bullshit, but I really just want to get these people out of my life for the rest of my life, okay? Like I said, I don't want to have to deal with my family. I don't ever want to see them again. What these people have done has created too much of an issue for me, and it would be better for me to never see them again, and a lot of people don't have the ability to do that. I'm very cut and dry with people. I don't really care about, why they did it, because there's no reasonable explanation that's ever going to make enough sense to me for me to be like, oh, it's okay, I forgive you. I will never forgive that, ever. So anyway, I'm waiting for my laundry to get dry. Then I'm going to jump in the shower and, just hang out for the rest of the night. I got all my other stuff done, which is good. I did some cleaning. The laundry, I wanted to put it off, but I couldn't. I could not do it, you know. And so I feel very proud of myself because I'm a very motivated person. I'm a very motivated person. But, you know, certain things right now, it's just it's like, it's a monumental task to do, you know, because I don't want to deal with any more perps. I don't want to deal with any more trauma, you know, and it causes a lot of trauma, you know. I don't want to remember Joel's family. I don't want to remember the Lyles family. I don't want to remember any of these people. Now, I mean, I could very well end up, if I do get to go to the Antelope Valley, I could very well end up meeting someone that I used to know or seeing them. It depends, you know. Simple hi and then walk away is one thing, but I just really, really need my space. You know, after going through something like this, you will never be the same again. You cannot ever be the same again. And it's just something that I feel should be respected. You know, when I mentioned before, Polly and this Elsie lady get the fuck out of my life, it should have been respected. So you can tell just by the way that these people want to hang on to you and manipulate you and continually and demand that they want you to do things their way and want to latch onto you, shows that something else is going on, okay? Because if they had any constructive criticism, we would have that dialogue and that exchange in person. You know what I mean? This is some kind of malicious, let me get back. There's no need to get back at me, okay? None whatsoever. You know, when it comes to Stephen, we never had a relationship, okay? I'm sorry I contacted him in 2008, if that hurts your feelings or made you feel threatened, but nothing happened. I really had no idea. So go on with the Stephen. Go and have your Stephen. Okay, as far as Polly's concerned, you know, don't try to avenge your son. It's not about Polly avenging her son. I know that they're both Elsie and Polly got some things for their son, okay? Polly just feels, I don't know what her issue is. I know she feels like in competition with me and because she feels threatened about Joel, you know, but the thing is, I wouldn't want Joel, especially now who I know who he is. Joel is like, to me, like, I don't know. I call him imp lately, like an imp, like this devilish thing, something, I don't know, evil. And I don't want him. I don't want him. You know, the best thing for me to do is just move on. Hey, and then, you know, hey, if you get me out of your town, you don't have to worry about that, right? Because you got him all to yourself. You would have him to be yourself anyway. You don't have to worry about me ever wanting to see the guy again or talking to him or, like, wanting to have a relationship with him. So there's nothing really to say. I mean, just, I don't want you in my life. So anyway, I'm waiting for the laundry to get done. It should be done in about 10 minutes. Gonna jump in the shower. The rest of the evening, I'm gonna have free. So, you know, I have things to do. I have mentioned to Karen Johnson several times before, you know, get this shit. I don't want to have anything to do. I don't care about my family, my blood family. They can all drop dead for all I care. Joel's family, you know how I feel about them. They don't exist to me. As well as the Lyles family. I mean, I don't even really know them that well. Okay, they might be good looking people. Okay, just because you're good looking doesn't mean you can run all over me. All right, but whatever the case is, I don't want connections. Okay, not like that. So I'm going to wrap this video up and I will be back with another one maybe sometime later. I don't know what's going on, but there's a lot of things going through my mind. Having a pretty good day. You know, I've just been doing stuff around the house and I'm just trying to take it easy is what I'm trying to do. That's important to me. So I'll be back with another video later. Take care. Bye.